Alright, here we go. Let's give the Sonicwake a try. I've kind of driven it once, but I mounted the GoPro on top. And I've never tried this, but I'm going to just put the boat in upside down. It's supposed to self-right. Will it self-right with the GoPro on top? It's not super light, but it is a 3-foot long boat, so let's find out. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it did. It totally self-righted. You can see those holes on the left. That's part of the self-righting ballast system. So when the boat's sitting, it'll kind of sit to the left. You know, hang on the port side down. But it doesn't flip back over, so that's cool. So this is 6S, so I've got two 3S batteries in series that gets it the 6S power. There's Pepe Le Pew pump outs. They pump everybody's poo out of their boats. That's how you get your sewage out. They actually suck it out. Okay, so we're coming out of Shelter Cove Marina, and this is kind of part of the harbor of San Diego Harbor. It's not the main part, it's just a little area to the side of it where there's a couple of marinas and some restaurants. Now there's only a 5 mile an hour speed limit, so we're definitely breaking that. Judging from the water that's on it, which will fall off, I think I'm going to put Rain-X on my screen or on my lens next time, so it'll shed water easier. So this is actually ocean water. It's very salty, so I've got to properly clean the boat when I'm finished, flush everything out with fresh water as opposed to seawater. Those boats in front of us right now are on moors, and there's actually people that live in them, a couple of them, and they actually they get in their little tiny boat and they drive out to their boat every day. The small boat that they have is called a dinghy. They're usually inflatable with a small, like 7.5 horsepower motor. The Sonicwake seems really loud. It's not really that loud. It's just the noise vibrating through the boat, so it's not quite that noisy. Just past my boat. So we're probably got it up to about 35 miles an hour there, maybe 30. About 1 in 10 boats here, maybe 1 in 7, are live aboard. That means people actually live on their boats. They don't allow all boats to be lived on. Not everybody can live like Don Johnson in Miami Vice, after all. The wait to get on a boat to live aboard is probably about a 1-year waiting list. Just getting your boat parked in there can sometimes be a 1-year waiting list. This boat on the right there is a catamaran. You can see right underneath it. It's basically like 2 boats with a plank running across them, but they're really cool. was my boat. You can see me standing there, probably standing up and running the boat. Once it gets going, it's really cool to watch. It's like it's just skimming across the water. I haven't gotten this boat up to full speed yet. It's just so fast. If it goes 50 miles an hour like they say, like that's kind of scary. So there's a boat that's coming out about this time. That's a sailboat that's on the left. You may see it in a minute. I should have pointed toward it. But there I am, right in the center. Now on the right, you can see me standing there. So that other boat is backing up now. So I'm keeping this little guy out of the way. And I should have turned toward it so you could see it. I didn't think about it at the time. Now watch as the boat will start to lean to the left. That's just because that tank on the left is starting to fill up, but it's not going to flip over. It just sits like that. You can hear that boat leaving. It's a sailboat. It's really nice. There it goes. He doesn't have his sails up yet. So the rules to boating is typically sailboats have the right of way, but only when they're under sail. So if you see their sails up, you kind of stay clear of them. There goes Pepe Le Pew. Here's a little party boat of some kind. It's got a bunch of people on. There's the sailboat. My buddy's driving that boat. I don't know who's on that boat there though, but a lot of little touristy things going on around, you know. Does some little hops there on a turn. Definitely need to get some Rain-X to put over the lens. Anyway, sailboats have the right of way when they're under sail. If their sails are not up, then they have to abide by all of the same courtesies as everybody else. I think the water here is probably about 40 feet deep. Could be more, I don't know. I have a depth finder on my boat. I've never checked this area. Where these boats are, it's only about 15 or 20 feet deep. When it gets under speed like that, it's really fun and just kind of stable. It just cruises really nicely, even over that little choppiness. Another sailboat. See, he's not under sail either. Typically when they're in this area, you won't see them under sail. It's pretty rare to see them with their sails up. So all those sailboats typically have diesel motors in them too. You hear that buzzing sound? It's almost like it doesn't as good a grip at that time. It's like it's cavitating or something. So right there it's doing it. It's on the turns. And then once that stops, it just takes off. It's like it gets grip all of a sudden. The propeller on this has 2 blades, and it's pretty heavy pitch on it. But supposedly you can get other propellers and improve your speed on this as well. So you heard it going like a buzzing, and then it grabs and just, it's like it rockets. This is where my neighbor on the first boat on the right was trying to squirt it with water, messing with me. He didn't know who was driving the boat, but he decided to mess with it. They're grabbed, see that? It just takes off. This boat handles really well. There's my boat again. This might be where I do an adjustment. I think I point the reverse on these, by the way. You can see the water moving forward. The reverse isn't very good, you know, on any of these boats. Also, when you're going really slow, it's hard to turn because the rudder is to the side of the propeller, not behind it. I don't know why they do that. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a good reason. And here I am, and I decided it looks like it's pointing. The camera's pointing lower than I wanted, so I'm gonna point it up just a little bit more. But I do like the location of the camera. I think seeing the kind of that hood or the bow of the boat is pretty cool. There we go. Here I'm talking to my neighbor. He's like, "Oh, you're the one operating it." And there it's kind of tilting because I'm not moving. It's kind of weird to see it like that, but typically you're underway anyway, so you're moving. The second you start moving, all that water dumps out of the back. It takes literally 1 second for it to all come out. See, there goes the buzzing sound was there, and then it went away, if you can hear it. And then it just rockets off. This thing's really fast. It would be pretty cool to have the, what do they call them? FPVs. I think those are the first person vision or whatever it's called for the goggles that you could actually wear and just kind of drive it from virtual goggles. Would be really fun. Go some kayakers. Here comes another boat. hear that? It's cavitating. Usually it does it on the turns. In a few days we're moving our boat down to a little bit better spot, so I'll have a better view and a bigger field of view, so I'll be able to just work on the back deck and put the boat back out some more. I want to go under that catamaran, the one right in front of us, right? Yeah, I want to go under that one, but I don't have the field of view really right now from my location. And I lost my GPS unit for speed testing for top speed on a trail. So I want to get a new GPS for it. And I'd probably just put it inside because GPS will receive through plastic. This boat's basically made of ABS, which is kind of like PVC, which is just plastic. And there I am. One of the neighbors walking off. There is no battery indicator on this, you know, from the remote or anything, or no warning signal, except the boat will lose power massively, so it basically puts you into a limping mode, so it gives you enough power to get back. But I haven't had that happen. It didn't even happen on this run. I think we got 20 minutes of run time on one battery, or one charge of batteries. I am. It'd probably be wise to put the remote control down, or the controller transmitter down, instead of picking it up like this and having that prop spin like that. That was an accident. Back up to the boat, and then it'll be time to clean it up.